What do you guys want to talk about with Timothy Dalton?
Fuck yeah.
Timothy Dalton. In my opinion, truly an underrated guy and really deserved more films.
Yeah, same here.
The only reason why GoldenEye was good is because it was written for Dalton.
I don't know. I don't know. I think some debate about that, but I think Dalton, regardless about the debate about the Goldeneye, I think Dalton is a great Bond. I think he did a great job with being serious. And I think it's a nice. It's refreshing. I think in a sense, kind of like Pierce Brosnan with Die Another Day, is that it with View to a Kill was a very silly, disastrous movie. With Timothy Dalton, he brings back and refreshes, rescues the franchise.
Yeah,
with
I think
serious Bond.
I believe, if I recall correctly, Dalton really did not like how the movies were turning out because of how different they were from the source material.
I didn't know that. I think one problem with Dalton is that I think, and call it maybe it's just a sexist comment. You didn't see him have sex with any women. I think that's the problem. So that hence why people probably thought it was too serious because you don't see him. I'm killing. That's it.
He did have sex a lot. He did have sex a few times. He had sex with that one girl at the end of Living Daylights. He had sex with that other girl and License to Kill, the main villain's girlfriend. He had sex with her.
The CIA agent.
No, the main villain.
Yeah, but he was gonna probably sleep with the Pammy, the CIA agent. Well,
Yeah,
actually, she was DEA. And then remember, he slept with the woman in the beginning of Living Daylights, the woman on the boat.
Yeah.
Did? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Who are you, Bond? James Bond.
Oh,
I mean, they don't show it, but it's always implied. He's getting
Implied.
it on.
I think that's the big thing about it, though. It's like people want to see, okay, come on, Bond, get it on. You're the man.
Want to see what? A back? It's not like these movies are known for their nudity.
But Octopussy and From Russia with Love might disagree with you on that one. but I'm just saying. So, implying and seeing are two different things. I think is that So in a sense, I think I'm not saying this is bad, because I like Dalton also, but the problem is that people want to see that fun side of Bond, because he's known for killing people and getting the babe. You don't really see it in these two films.
Yeah, that was the criticism at the time, and it didn't bother me in the slightest. I mean, if Bond sleeps with a woman or he doesn't sleep with a woman, I don't care. I don't watch Bond for this. I don't watch James Bond for the sex. I watch it for the story. I watch it for the action. That's what I'm there for.
It just comes back to how Bob Pola, the critics are, I mean, that's the same reason why people are getting so tired of the Moore films. They played up all the sex and all the comedy. And so then they go back to the books with Dalton, more serious, more story heavy. And then people complain, like, where's the sex? Where's the comedy?
Yeah, true. And I think what's great with that's the problem, though, because I think it's, again, Bond's following what's going on in time period with the attitude of with the media and the audience, because at the time, okay, it's now the Cold War. It's time for, okay, we need to pay a little more attention to that. And I think it works in the sense that, because here you have a definite way of showing that, in a sense that the Living Daylights pulled a Rambo 3 in a good way, though, with Afghanistan, because, okay, the Soviet Union's losing. So, and it was a great way to part from the Soviet Union and go to GoldenEye.
Now, I will say one thing about Living Daylights. Watching that movie today, that whole end sequence when Hank teams up the Afghans and helps them get weapons and stuff, that's kind of uncomfortable watching it today.
Yeah, because that's the Taliban.
I'm waiting for Ram to come out of nowhere. Get Sylvester Stallone. Guest starring Sylvester Stallone.
I'm just saying, you know, you watch it today, it's like, oh yeah, I know how that's gonna end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and again, it's the current times, and
Yeah.
Something I like to say about Timothy Dalton is that Timothy Dalton. First of all, I should say Timothy Dalton is my favorite James Bond. He ranks at number one because I like I like all the other actors. So I like Pierce, I like George Lazenby, obviously because Secret Service is my favorite film, as I've already stated, and Connery and more. But with Dalton, he was the first Bond I could really buy as a spy. He had the way he acted, the way he did his job. It's like, okay, this guy could really be a spy. Sean Connery, the tall guy with the thick Scottish accent, I don't think so. Or Roger Moore.
yeah, fair enough. And I think the gadgets of the time also fit on the Dalton persona. For example, with forgive me, License to Kill. The gadgets were very. It's like, yeah, I could see it being really used by real agents. Like the sleeping. Here's the other.
Floating long walk.
No, I can see it. No, I'm being serious. I can see it. Look,
I can see it too.
And also, look, if I don't mean to digress. Like, for example, if someone could make a pistol glove where it activates by punching someone and it activates the trigger, I can see a alarm clock being used as a detonator. A great way.
What is all this? I've had a few optional extras installed.
Yeah, I think what's a shame is that you don't. Speaking of gadgets, with Q, I'm not very sure how he interacted with them. I think you do see that they do acknowledge that Q is extremely important to Bond because with
they're practically BFFs in License to Kill. Really,
Sort of. They're like kind of like the odd couple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't see it. In a sense, that it's also interesting is that that film I think was the beginning of Q becoming a father figure. A definite father figure for Bond. I don't mean to go backwards, but with Roger Moore, you see this kind of like, oh, I can't wait for him to die, and I can have all my gadgets back in one piece kind of thing. But with Dalton, you see, for example, in License to Kill, you see that he's sharing a bedroom with Q, which is kind of hilarious in the sense because Bond's not getting the lady. What's wrong with this picture?
I hope you don't snort, Q. And I just wanted to mention that we also do see that kind of relationship in Q's very brief. Q only had 2 scenes in Secret Service because there were no gadgets in that movie. Bond's wedding, where he says, 007, we've never really seen eye to eye, but if you ever need anything, just let me know. And that was a little character moment for him in that film.
Yeah, and it made this wedding go for quick because it made the wedding much more genuine because it's here's essentially Bond's family, right there. So it was nice to have Q because it made it more feasible. They care for him. I think what's really cool with I think Living Daylight seems like it was a little goofy film, a bit too goofy for me. It's like for example, you have essentially Jack Wade. Jack Wade is a bad guy, and he's using guns. It's like okay, it has the generic American who loves guns. He makes guns really good. And for example, I think was pretty neat was the bulletproof glass shield around the rifle that protects the person. That was pretty neat. And it's kind of like the guy presenting, here's this new assault rifle, here's this flamethrower, here's this grenade launcher. That was an interesting showdown. It was goofy, but at the same time, it was a good showdown.
It was, but you still can't deny the goofy bit where he presses the button on his remote and like this little figure lights up a cannon that's loaded with an actual explosion.
Yeah, I forget how he dies in that scene.
In that scene, Bond, the whistle, the wolf whistle. Bond has his has his
Beeper, the
Aston.
explosive beeper.
Yeah, no, it was the Aston Martin like keychain,
Yeah, yeah.
the key fob.
Oh yeah, and something explodes. And he tosses it or something.
No, he puts it.
He sticks it up on a statue, and when Buddy gets close, he does the wolf whistle. You know that thing you would do when you're
Yeah.
whistling at a girl, and then it explodes and the statue falls on him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember. Thank you.
And he falls on a because Whitaker had all these like models of battles, and and he got crushed between the statue and the model was of Waterloo. So when the guys burst in, they're like, "What happened to Whitaker?" He met his Waterloo.
Heyo. Yeah,
I'm doing the battle as I would have fought it.
it would be hilarious if they redid that scene. They got FPS Russia to do that scene. Hello, my friend. I heard much about you. Except FPS Russia will probably win.
In Soviet Russia, we crushed 007.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Lord.
and
An interesting little thing about the Living Daylights. A reoccurring character that would appear during the Roger Moore era was this Russian general guy named Gogol or something, and he was like a reoccurring character. And the Living Daylights was written with that character in mind instead of General Pushkin, who was, I'm sure you guys know, was played by
The guy from Indiana Jones. That's what I know him from. And Gimli. He was Gimli too.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, the point is, it was meant for that reoccurring character, but the actor who played him got at the time was having some bad
ill.
health problems.
He was too old. He was too old and unhealthy. So
So
all
So
he got
so
was a
they-
cameo, yeah.
they had to make it just so he had like a cameo at the end of the film. But you could really tell it was made for him in the way some of the lines in the film are. Like one of them when Bond's talking to M over the whole the assassination thing, and it's like he's like, "Sir, I really don't think he would do that." And he's like, "I've met him many times," and it's like, "You think I don't think he would do that either? I've met him on many occasions myself," or something like that.
oh
Yeah, the actor you're thinking about is John Rhys Davies.
John Rhys Davies, that's it. Jesus.
I take it this is not a social code 007. That's right. You should have brought lilies.
yeah. And
That
also
was a great scene.
it was also interesting is that the guy, the blonde assassin, I forgot his name, Scorpion or something like that.
Check.
I
Hang
just called headphone guy.
Necros.
Necros.
Yeah, I'm waiting for. He played in Die Hard. It was interesting. Like it would have been funny if they had a talking scene between the characters, where it's like you're an agent. Agents have rules, and he reenacted the scene from where Bruce Willis pistol
Oh
whips
yeah,
him.
he was Tony. I
Yeah.
met your brother, and I snapped his fucking neck. And what's funny is that in the in License to Kill, we also have a couple Die Hard connections. Michael Kamen does the music for License to Kill. He did the music for Die Hard. Robert Davi was Agent Johnson, and the guy and Felix's DEA boss, the one who tells Bond, there's nothing we can do. He's back home in Isthmus. We don't have any jurisdiction. He was the other Agent Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good. That's a good golden age of action right there. Oh, good
man.
times. Sorry, good times.
I think actually, speaking of the action, I think generally overall the action was much improved in
Yeah, definitely.
those in a License to Kill and Living Daylights.
Agreed.
Like, the truck chase scene at the end of License to Kill, the plane sequence, and the fight in the desert.
Well, that's one of the benefits of actually focusing on story and action instead of comedy.
Yeah, and also having a younger actor, because with Roger Moore, it's kind of like, uh-oh.
And that opening sequence in Gibraltar with Timothy Dalton really hanging on to the top of a truck. And yeah, I think he was and also he was like the first Bond to headbutt someone.
No, actually, Roger Moore.
Oh,
No,
did
Roger
he?
Moore. Yeah, right.
What
And Moonraker, where he hits Jaws, and after he hits Jaws, Jaws is stunned, and you see Roger Moore. Ugh, like, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Okay,
I'm being more specific on the railway, not the railway. What are they called? Lifts. Between the lift fight between the
Rail lifts.
yeah. Something like I'm sorry, you don't have the lifts. The lift sequence where Jaws jumps across and lands on Bond's lift, and they have a fight, and Roger Moore headbutts him, and you see Jaws get stunned, and then you see Roger Moore also get stunned too. So in a sense, it was a comedy act.
Okay, so we can say it's Dalton had the first serious headbutt.
Always want to be the first, huh? I think what's also great about Bond is that you see an emotion that you don't see the others use or emote as much. Anger. I think in the chat there's the second picture is you could see that sense of underneath that Bond you see a very angry person. He's very angry.
You don't want to. If there's one James Bond you don't fuck with, it's Timothy Dalton because he'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I remember this picture. In the second picture, my father made this comment. Look at his eyes. No, it was on negative. So he was like, look at his eyes. It's like they're very pale blue, and that look in his eyes, like as you're saying, I will kill you. And it was really interesting that you don't see that with the other Bonds. It's kind of like soft. You can see underneath who they're acting. You could see that they're acting. They're nice people. Or they're playboys also, but with Dalton,
they just put on a scowl.
Yeah, with Dalton, it seems like he's able to put another mask on. He says, "I am Bond."
Oh yeah, definitely. The entire concept of License to Kill was him going out after the bad guy because he screwed up his friend.
Yeah, that's what was a shame with what's the movie? I'm sorry. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, is that it should have been an oh snap moment. The next movie's gonna be big, and that should have been a really big revenge film where I will kill everyone in my path to get back at Blofeld.
Instead, we got.
They do that for about
Diamonds. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Diamonds Are Forever. He's got about 10 minutes of anger, and after that, it's just business.
Go to hell, Blofeld!
But
Now
even
go
that-
sleep with a bunch of random women.
And even the opening sequence in Diamonds Are Forever, that sequence still sucks. It
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, because
It was
Sean,
silly.
not to go back to Sean Connery for a second, but he was not trying in that scene. Well, that movie in general, but that especially.
Even his Bond line, it's pretty weird. It's like Bond, James Bond. I was like, did someone overdub his voice? Because he just that doesn't sound like Sean Connery.
Yeah, I think what's also neat with Dalton though is that at the same time he's kind of like, it sounds strange, but he seems like Batman also, is that he enjoys what he does. For example, when he hijacks a plane in License to Kill, and you see the cash flying out of the plane, you see him kind of like smirking. It's like, I am a boss. I love that. I love that smirk. I really love that smirk. It's because he knows he's the man, and just he has that. You see the danger in his eyes. Like, I can do this.
But one thing I really love about that movie is that he doesn't just he doesn't just fuck up he doesn't just go to straight up kill Sanchez. Well, he does in one scene, but the main thing is he completely destroys that guy's organization from the inside out. He starts making him distrust all his closest people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Yojimbo kind of situation. It's a what's that? The American
Jack Wade.
Oh, hang on, wait. Fistful of Dollars. A Fistful of Dollars, Yojimbo, where he's playing. Basically, well, in that story, he was the samurai / gunslinger was playing two gangs against each other.
Yeah.
In this movie, Bond is playing people within an organization against each other. And even the character of Sanchez is really interesting in that. Unlike other Bond villains, which would just probably like kill a guy, like, oh, here's your money, then he just shoots him. He holds loyalty above everything else. So you understand character motivations, whereas past villains have always just been kind of random.
I think also what's great about him is that you do not see Sanchez break down at the end of the movie. What's interesting is that where the other Bond films, the other characters like, okay, my plan's up. You ruined my plan, Mr. Bond. Now prepare to die. Where Sanchez, he's coolly assessing the situation, and he actually blows away the guy who was his accountant because his accountant is losing. It's like, oh, we're losing out. We're millions of dollars we lost. And Sanchez, he doesn't really care. He knows that he can rebuild his organization. I'm just saying he's coolly assessing the situation, and he knows that after he